thing is, we've gone through 3 opinions. And that's from the Mishnah.
Okay.
Read the Mishnah, and then we'll be left off the 4th opinion.
Okay. Very good. So,
the Mishnah. You want to read the Mishnah again, everyone?
Mishnah. Kishara, Galav, Bimosai, Sarah. If the owner tied the ox with the rain, when Al Bepa Ana, or locked the gate before it properly locked it.
he was locked properly.
But he went out and it caused damage. Whether it's a tongue or yours, the owner is liable. Steve Ray here. That's what Rabbi said.
Yes. Up until now has been the opinion of Rabbi Meir.
Now, Rabbi Yehuda on it. If it's a tongue, then it's liable, or rather the owner is liable. Umad, however, if it's a muad, he is exempt. Because it is stated with regards to the muad, and his owner did not guard it. The Shoma who zeh, whereas this one was guarded.
This one was, therefore, so he makes a difference, a discrimination between a tam, and which is chayiv, according to Rabbi Yehuda, and a muad, which is pater, according to Rabbi Yehuda. Because the muad is he's been watching it, right? And according to the pasuk, according to Rabbi Yehuda's understanding, it's only if he's not guarding it, then he's chayiv. But this one, the muad, has been guarded, and therefore it's patur. So you see here that according to Rabbi Yehuda, a tam is more chomer, more stringent than a muad.
But the key thing from this, before this point, is you're dealing with the concept of which one feels you need a pitucha and which one feels you need a mu'ula. And the original question was giving the Mishnah's case is giving a bechusa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when Rameir is saying he's chayev, means he only got at bechusa level, not ma'ula level.
Right.
So he's feeling that a ma'ula level is required for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to the bechusa level, you're going to be chayev either one. Talmud is going to be chayev. Rabbi Yehuda, on the other hand, has that extra pasuk. It says you didn't guard it. If you didn't guard it, we're actually talking about guarding it at all. You did guard it at all. You did have a bechusa level. Good enough. A bechusa level was good enough in the way. You didn't have to be
Minimal security, right?
Right.
And you have maximum security, minimal security.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're maintaining minimal security.
Right. But that's which is weird. He's saying that only for a muad. He's saying that the tam still needs a mu'ula level.
Yeah, that's a chiddush.
Right. That's the tam needs a mu'ula level.
Right.
That's Rabbi Yehuda.
Right.
And then you have the third opinion.
Now, Rabbi Eliezer says, Ein la shimura, ein la sakin. Rabbi Eliezer says that the muad has no means of, you can't go to the muad except killing him.
Right. Just eliminate it. The only way you can be, you're always going to be chayiv, so the only way you can absolve yourself of pain, right, is by eliminating the source of your damage. Just to eliminate the source of damage. Right. Okay, so here we have the three opinions of the Mishnah. Right.
Where we left off, the last narrow line.
Okay.
No, that's not where we were. Sorry, take that back.
Okay.
Didn't count down lines. We have a new person, somebody new coming to the scene. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth wide line.
Yeah.
6 lines down. 1, 2, 4.
Tanya Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov,
Okay.
which is another opinion. Okay, should I start there or? Roy? Tanya Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. It's taught in the Bryson. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov over there, he says.
Tanya Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov Omer, he says, Echad tam ve'echad moed shesh moro shemira Chusa Potter. So Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says that whether the oxen gourd was a tam or a moed, or if its owner guarded it with a lesser guarding or
A minimal security.
minimal security, he is exempt.
Right, so as long as you guard it in some minimal way, right, then according to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, whether it's a tam, whether it's a muad, right, he'll be pater. After all.
Now, May Tsama. What is his reason?
Of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov.
Because what Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov's reason? Savatla, Karibi, Yehuda, Amar, Moad, Ishmira, Bahuso, Sagi, Lai. He agrees with Rabbi Yehuda, who says that for a muad, a lesser guarding suffices. And minimal security, he said. The Yulif, Negicha, the son,
The tam, you know, a tam and a muad. You have a tam and a muad.
And he expounds the Yerushalyim, comparing the goring of a tam to the goring of a muad.
So what does that mean? So he's making an equivalence between the shmir, which is required for a tam, and likewise for a muad, right? That's based on the negicha of done by a tam, and the negicha which is done by a muad. Maybe there's a Rashi here that's going to help us out?
No.
No Rashi.
No, because there was a whole question before about whether that Nikicha with Tam and Nikicha Muad means they should have the same din.
Right.
So the question is, what was the big question before was what was Rabbi Yehuda doing with, or don't they have the same ruling? And in a sense, he didn't have the same ruling before. He had one tlat and one.
There's one for a tam, one for a muad, right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
So he was using it, but only using it in the case of a chusa rule, not the ma'ul rule. The ruling is the same, only the chusa case, not ma'ul case. Here he's saying that he's saying, yeah, you can do like Rabbi Yehuda. We're talking about the chusa case, only the chusa case.
Right.
So he's kind of like limiting it further. And in case they both pata, he's disagreeing. No, he's disagreeing. He holds it's sort of like.
Well, again, we have here my timer. What's the reason? Sarvala Rabbi Yehuda is not that he holds like Rabbi Yehuda. The Amr Muad B'Shmir Pechusasagi,
Right, he does hold it to be rich, this Pechus is Sagi.
So you see, Rabbi Yehuda holds the Shmir Pechus is Sagi, and the Limud is Yalech Negika the Tam, Negika the Mur. Oh, so that seems to be the Gemora's assumption right now. Right? Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's continue on.
Homer Rav Ada, Ahava.
Bar Ava. Homer Rav Ada Bar Ava. Yes, he said Rav Ada, the son of Ava.
Lot Potter, Rabbi Yehuda Ayla Sad, Ada'a, Shiva. Rabbi Yehuda absolved the owner of the mood that was watched with the lesser garden, guarding only with respect to the mood portion of the ox. Aval Sad to mood, Bimukomo, Amoretis.
Omedis.
Amedis.
So, okay,
But the tam portion remains in its place.
now that we're going to have to try and understand what that means exactly, right? That,
Okay, so what we have here, without getting to the question on it, is a whole question of a tam usually pays Chetzi
yes,
Nezek,
is it, right?
and the Muad usually pays Nezek Shalom. So now the question is, how do we view the Muad? Is the Muad like in split? Is he like half Tam and half Muad? So if he's like half Tam and half Muad, just because you say he's going to be exempt from one piece doesn't mean he's exempt from the other piece. He's still going to own the tzad Tam that he has in it, would mean he'd still own the half. He's still responsible for that Chetzi Nezek. But he would be absolved with the Lo Yishmerenu from the extra half. And there's the second Chetzi Nezek to pull it up to Nezek Shalom. That's in a sense what's happening here. We're resolving the case. So he's still responsible for one. That's what the tzad tamus of it is. He'd still, that part still holds, not the other part is. So he putters him only from the tzad, the muad side, which is the extra half to pull it up from half the tzad tam to its side muad, from the tam to muad.
So, okay, so I'm just trying to think of how we can analyze this. You have the muad. Okay, now the owner has to guard his animal, right? Now, the question is it a shmir pechusa, shmir muad? Then there's another aspect, payment, right? There's a difference in payment between a tam and a muad. So you have a difference between the shmira and you have a difference between the payments. So, what's causing the payment here? Is it the animal itself causing the payment, or is it like the negligence of the owner causing the payment? Meaning, is he going to be paying? Is he going to be patur or chayiv, obligated or not obligated because of his shmira or his lack of shmira? Is that going to be the main primary
Well, the whole point
reason
is
for it to be mechayev or patur?
The key thing is, a tam, you're really not expected to do shmir on a tam. He hasn't been, no one's come to Beit Din to say, watch the rocks. So there is no, in a sense, testimony on a tam. The testimony only, the ha'eda, can only come that somebody's coming to Beit Din and said this happened and it happened and it happened. You got to do something about that ox.
Good.
So if nobody's coming there, the tam doesn't have to be. So if a tam goes out and damages somebody, you're responsible for Chetzi Nezik. He's nobody expects him to guard.
Right.
A Tom is lo Shmirat Chazaka. He's expected not to be guarded. A Tom, because a Tom.
So
Unlike a Muad, who you're expected to guard him.
oh, so from what you're telling me now, I'm hearing that you're explaining somewhat that the obligation to pay is based on the negligence of the owner.
For a Tom or for a Muad?
Well, by both. Why?
There's no
That's exactly right. There's no obligation to pay because there's no negligence.
No, there's an obligation to pay because if your ox does something, you're responsible for your ox, whether or not it's not a negligence payment. It's a nezik payment.
Well,
because your ox did it. Period.
No,
it doesn't matter. It's not your fault.
That's Ketzi Nezik. You have to pay something. You have to pay something.
Right. So
even though you're not negligent, but you have to pay something.
Right. So that's the
Ketzi Nezik.
That's the Ketzi Nezik we're talking about. So the question is what we're talking about. When does it kick in to become a full nezik?
Oh, so now what's the cause of the full nezik? The chiyuv to pay fully the muad has to pay nezik shalom. What is the cause of that upgrade in the
because somebody's come and testified it as a muad,
and
therefore have to guard it. And lo yishmer, you didn't guard it.
So that's lo yishmer is negligence, right? That's negligence.
That's negligence.
Okay.
Now, of course, there's a fight about whether the negligence had to be bechusa or ma'ula. That's the disagreement between.
Fine. What is
negligence? Is the negligence what you call because you didn't do? Is the negligence because you did bechusa not a ma'ula? Mm-hmm. Is that the negligence? Or is the negligence, if you didn't do it, you didn't even do bechusa. When does the negligence kick in for that extra half of chetzi nezik to go about? But it's saying that either way, you're still responsible for that first nezik shalom, that chetzi nezik.
Because that was a chiyuv. Not because of negligence.
No, because
because you have to. There was a damage.
There was damage. Nothing to do with the negligence.
Right. Even if you did a shmir mu'ula and went out and did damage, still it's a tam, and there's a damage. You have to pay a hetzi nezik for the damages, regardless of negligence. Right. So that should still, if that is still omedis, if the tzad tam is still b'makom omedis. That exists, that chiyuv exists absolutely and completely, irregardless if there's a negligence or not.
There's only one question on that I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think through, you're right. And why is Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov using the phrase pater? Shamru shmiras Pachosa is pater. Unless we just again go pater from nezik shalom.
Exactly.
Not pater from that. Right.
Yeah, he's always going to be
chayav. You know, pater chetzi nezik, but no pater from
nezik shalom. That's what you have to say. Right. Exactly. Very good. Very.
Let me just see the Rav there.
Yeah.
There's one Rav here. I see.
Good.
Sort of. Al tzad tamud b'makom medet, but the side of his palm that he's in is standing. That's still standing there. The low sagi, it's not enough, the bechusa. It's not enough that he only did a bechusa, who mishalem chetzi, and he has to pay the half of the chetzi nezik.
Okay. Should we go a bit further?
I guess. We're going to go and continue on, okay. Now, where are we at? Okay, I am. Omer Rav. Okay, so now Rav. Okay, now like anything else, we have to throw monkey wrenches into stuff, right?
No.
Omer Rav. Rav says, "A muad l'karen yamin ain't a muad l'karen small." Isn't that a smart, good one? If he goes in with his right horn, somebody who's muad, he always goes with the right horn. That's not considered a muad if he got it with his left horn this time. Talk about that.
No.
He's a right horn gorer. He's not a left horn gorer.
Like baseball. If he's a lefty, he pitches with his left hand. So the batter's up to he's had a harder time with a lefty than with a righty. He's used to righties. Against a lefty pitcher, he's going to be a little bit more. So if you have a lefty shore or righty shore. So
Well, they have a whatchamacallit. There's a. I'm not quite sure what happened in the. If it's, I don't think it's every game. It was a weird thing. There is a baseball player that started this year that they got from Japan, and the teams were fighting over him because this baseball player. I don't know if it's trying to talk cricket. I don't know if you understand baseball, Roy. It's like the first player, like from Babe Ruth's time, that actually pitches and is a very good batter.
oh,
You know, that he can do both roles. You know, Babe Ruth was really a very all-star pitcher before actually they said, you hit so well, just play the outfield, don't worry about pitching. So he played, yeah, because it was different, you know, that you had that. He was a pitcher and he could hit the ball too. So he would pitch, and the other days he's not pitching, he'd be in the outfield. So this player from Japan, now he can play, he can hit the ball, other days that he's not pitching. Now, how many other days they're doing that, I don't know, but it's a phenomenon type of thing going on. So that's the difference with that. With the writing and left,
these things happen. So Rav is introducing a new case.
And I still don't see what in the world the right and left one's got to do with Mahula.
Well, well,
But, you know.
no, because it could be this cow has been testified against for his right horn.
But he's not been testified against the left one.
Right,
Which
so-
is a reason that you wouldn't necessarily guard him.
Right.
I guarded his right one, I didn't guard his left one.
I mean, you know, Rabbi Elazar would say you just cut off the horn and you're okay, right? It's just,
No, he's cutting off the animals, checking the animals totally.
no, so that's my question. Why don't you just cut off the horns? I guess he could bite or he could kick also, right? So if he's really an aggressive animal, the only way is to get rid of him.
The note here says that if an
Yes.
animal gores 3 times with its right horn, it acquires the status of a muad only for future gorings that are done with that horn.
Right.
Ravard explains that the ox was seen to gore only oxen that stood on its right, whereas those that stood on its left it did not gore.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. Gemora continues. Omri, they say, Aliba Laman.
So
Who is this ruling go to about this right horn, left horn ruling? We're trying to now fit it into the, so to
Right.
speak, at least 4 opinions that we had above, or 5 opinions that we had above. Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, Rabbi Acha ben Ada. Who are we talking about here?
good.
Okay, and it says, either leave it to Rabbi Meir. If we say it's according to Rabbi Meir who says that either Tom, that he's Pater, he's Chayiv, either way, Tom and Muad are both Chayiv, that's what Rabbi Meir said. Ha'omo that said Echad Tom, Echad Muad, that whether it's a Tom or a Muad, Shmirat Ma'ula Be'in, we either way we would need a Shmirat Ma'ula we need, according to Rabbi Meir. Otherwise, you know, leave it to Rabbi Yehuda, if it's according to Rabbi Yehuda, my are
Karen small.
Why is he talking about a left carrot?
Yeah, why?
Yamin Nami. Even if he did it with his right horn, also he's Tamus. There'd still be a side of Tom in it, the East Base Todd Booth, and if he does have a side of East Bay Sod Wedded, and there would be a side that I'm testifying about. There'd be 2 sides. There'd be a side. He's trying to make some sort of analogy between the right and left being Tom and Muad. A right and left means if you're saying there's such a thing as a right horn and a left horn thing, that you would say that the right horn he's a Muad on and the left horn he's a Tom on. So the same side kind of like mixed situation.
Yeah.
Some kind of mixed situation. You can't have a Tom and a Muad in the same animal, so to speak.
Right.
Okay.
Just,
There's a long Rashi here.
yeah, the Rashi might be worthwhile. Maybe let's take a look at the Rashi, okay? It's worthwhile, I think.
The Rashi. We are up to Aliba Lamak, according to who does it go? Koloma to say, Ha Vaidai, that this is surely the Indian Tashlumim, regarding the matter of payment, Lord Street, we don't need for Rav, Ashmul to teach, we need that for on the right, there'd be Nezek Sholi, because he'd be a poet, Muad, who was Smo, and a Smo, and for the left horn, Shalohua, that there was no testimony on him, Mishalem Chetzi Nezek, he'd only have to pay half Nezek, because he'd be a Tom as far as the left horn was concerned. Daha and behold, Kiha Gavna, either in any case, Tova, Tanan, I don't know what would be Tova? I don't know if Tova is good. Or the afilu mu'ed la'adam, even if he's a mu'ed to a person, einu mu'ed la'behema. He's not a mu'ed for a behema.
Meaning, it's like this, the Hakiai Gav, the Toivatanan. In this case, there have been many cases that we've learned in this case. There are many cases like this. Hakiai Gav, the Toivatanan. We've learned many cases like this. Why? For example, she's giving that.
There's the example of the einu mu'ed. He's not mu'ed for one thing, and he's mu'ed for the other thing.
Meaning, like, what would be the essential kiddush over here? We've learned many similar cases which are really, I think, teaching us the same basic premise. So we were trying to question what's the kiddush in this mimer of Rav.
Okay, we've taught that even if he's mu'ed for a man, he's not mu'ed for a behema. The chol shechein, all the more so, mu'ed l'keren yamin, if he's mu'ed for a right horn, shehu tzad chazaka, that's his strong side, shabo, ain't a mu'ed l'smo, he's not mu'ed for the left horn.
See, there is a kiddush. We assume that the right side is the stronger side.
Right.
So if it's mu'ed l'yamin, אפילו מוד לארם אין מוד לבהמה. כל שכן מוד לקרן ימין. If it's mud לקרן ימין, שהוא צד חזקה, that's the stronger side, שבו, I would tell you, אין המוד לשמאל. It's not מוד לשמאל. Okay.
However, surely Rav, Indian Shmira, in the matter of guarding, Ashmuin, he taught it. The the Liba, the Rameir, but if it goes according to Rameir, Ha, Tam, Umoed, about if it's a Tam and a Moed, either way, with Indian Shmira, Ki Hadadinin, it's one thing. Rabbi Meir seems to be a problem on Rabbi Meir because Rabbi Meir has only one ruling of the Tam and the Mu'ed.
Right.
And this has two different rulings. So it's two different rulings. It's similar to the right one and the left one, where there are two different rulings.
You see, it's splitting. You're splitting within the same animal. You're splitting Tamas and Muadis, right?
Right.
So that would be like the street of Rabbi Yehuda. Okay.
But then he says, Logi, he said, he to leave with the Rabbi. Don't say that Gersa. But if according to Rabbi Meir, it's a Pshita, that's obvious. The E Garcinin, if you do Garcinin, Hachi here, Nifresh, explain, Aliba the Rebbe Meir, if it's according to the Meir, in Shmiras, into the matter of guarding, low Hashmir Rav did not teach about the type of guarding.
That's not going to teach us anything in Shittas Rav, because Rav doesn't make any discriminations in Shmira. Ella, he only makes a discrimination in Tashlumim Hashmir. He's coming to teach us that there's a split in Tashlumim, but not in Shmira.
In this is about Rav, Ein Chiluk B'Shmir. There's no difference in his guarding level. El Inyan Tashlumim, the matter of payment, Hashmir he taught. It's Pshit, Tzav, Yitztaha, Kiha, Gavna, that in this Tova there are many cases that he taught. Talking about, he's always talking, not talking about the amount of Shmir, he's always talking about the Tashlumim.
Yeah.
If you're going to separate right horn from left horn, why don't you separate the front of the ox from the back of the ox?
You're right. If he kicks with the front legs, he'll be moored for kicking with the front legs. If he kicks with the backs, he'll be moored for the back and not the front.
We don't do this. We haven't said.
Well, we don't
say
see.
this?
Well, I mean, I think logically it would follow. They're not discussing this. They're discussing the general case of goring. But it's true if he would kick, if he would be a kicking ox.
Can I show my ignorance here, or which is worse? You know what I'm saying? You know what the problem is? You know what they say? A little knowledge is ignorance. Okay. Here I have. This is my case of a little knowledge is ignorance. There are 4 categories of damage or whatever, right? Between Shane, Rego, and how we would call it, the connection. Isn't the kicking not in the same category as the goring?
No, that would be the.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember because I
remember.
We both isn't the kicking considered like teeth? He's doing it for his there's a whole question about whether that's for enjoyment or not. As he's walking along, as he's lumbering normally, is that considered shame as opposed to being considered?
You can kill with a kick.
Obviously, you can kill with a kick, but there's a whole question of the methods of damage and stuff like that, and sometimes it's a question of, and I don't know if that affects the netzik and how you say that.
It depends how it's done. If he's doing it in an aggressive manner,
right?
So that
You understand what I'm saying about that? That there's a time that the guys are just doing in their natural way of going. So kicking may not be the same as walking.
No, that's true. That's true. So when he kicks up stones unintentionally, right? Here. On the base, I'm at base. I don't know if you have it.
I don't think I went that far back. Take me very happy about our Gemora if we're going to do that.
Told of the Karen. What's the told of Karen? Mahi. What is it?
Okay.
Negifa. That's kicking. Well, Negifa is actually like that's pushing. Yeshiva biting. Revitza, that's rolling down on something. And Be'ita, kicking.
Okay.
So it's a total of Karen, meaning that's when it's being done in an aggressive manner. It's usually it's attacking with, instead of attacking with its horn, it's attacking with its teeth. It's attacking with its body by pushing. It's kicking with its legs. That I'm not sure you don't have it in it. It's in base on the base. You have to have the full edition. But that's.
Which volume is that? Volume 1, Volume 2? What volume number? Go to the cover. How many stars?
2 stars.
No, you won't have them. You need the 1-star volume.
1 star. 1 star volume. Yeah, so you see when it's going to be doing it in these things in an aggressive manner. Rashi says, just to get the definitions clear, Negifa is shidakfa begufo, behezika bekavana. It's pushing with its goof, with its body, and it's damaging intentionally. Okay? The Revitza, shirosa kalim bederech. It sees kalim, some kind of vessels, utensils on the way.
It's just like crouching down.
Right. V'holcha v'ravtza alei. And it goes there and lies down upon them, kedei l'shavrim, in order to break them. Right? Be'ita, shibata b'ragleha. It kicks with its feet. The shavra is kelim, and it breaks the kelim. Lachiyavi told of the Karen, and here it's told of Karen. Why? The kavanas on the hezek, it has intention to damage. Keep Karen like Karen,
Right.
just like Karen.
That's
Oh, now it says, but ve'ein hana lahazek. There's no hana in its hazek. Meaning, if it would be a hana in its hazek, that would turn it into a total of shame. Right? That would turn it into shame. Keep Karen. That makes it Karen. Ve'ein hazek in matsui.
Well, how do you know he doesn't enjoy kicking the other guy?
Well,
he's getting cut off. He kicks the other guy.
He's getting out of his way. So, this is the base amid base. The base amid base. Right, almost like right in the middle.
But it's interesting because that whole question becomes that Nashika is a halfway thing, you know. How do you know what he's doing?
Okay, how do you assess what the animal's doing? Yeah, okay, that if remember we had that when we were learning the Mishnah with the wall, pushing against the wall. Yeah. Was he scratching himself? Was he doing it with kavanah to knock the wall over? We had that question.
Was he scratching his back because he wanted to fly on it? Was he trying to make a wall fall and damage other people?
Right. That question came up when we were trying to deal with that question of the wall. Right. How do we assess what he's doing? Is if he's doing for hana, that's shame. If he's doing the damage, that's keren. Right. So what's the nafkamina? The nafkamina will be very great because we know shame has different criteria of tashlumim depending when and where and how it's done. And there's no by shame it's nezek shalom in all cases, correct? Right? Shein is mood lo'ilam. Shein is always mood. Because it's always on the move and looking for things to eat. Right. Uh-huh.